My 22M vegan girlfriend 21F wants me to get rid of my cat. I can't believe I'm about to type this, but here we go. I've been dating my GF for 7 months. She's amazing and we're super compatible in a lot of ways. She is an outspoken vegan, and she made it clear at the start of our relationship that it was important to her that any potential had similar cruelty-free values. Me, already being a pescatarian, had little difficulty transitioning to a fully plant-based diet. My GF was proud of me for going cruelty-free and everything seemed well. We became the vegan couple on our college campus. Then there is my cat, Mittens. I've had her for 3 years and I adore her. She's such a sweet and cuddly cat. However, my GF was always a little apprehensive around her, and she blamed it on not growing up around cats. After a while we sort of made a tacit agreement to mostly hang out at her apartment instead of mine, so Mittens never really came up again in conversation. Fast forward through all the quarantine stuff. My GF and I have spent a lot of time together during this pandemic and we've started talking about taking our relationship to the next level. We began seriously looking at either buying a new apartment together or having one of us move in with the other. However, after a lot of talking and planning, my GF sat me down and dropped a bombshell on me. She said that with this next phase of the relationship, she did not see a future with me unless I was willing to give away Mittens. She said that she believed owning a cat is unconscionable for vegans, because they hunt mice and eat meat, and because the very act of owning a pet is a violation of vegan principles. I was stunned. I told her that I was absolutely not willing to give up Mittens, and she had no choice but to eat meat, so I was reducing harm as much as possible by buying reputable brands of cat food. Plenty of vegans own cats and think along those same lines. My GF got mad and said, "How much flesh does your cat eat? How many animals died to make all that food? Would you be okay with that being human flesh?" I got mad and told my GF that I would have really appreciated her telling me about her cat opinions before we got serious. She went on and on about cats killing animals. I ended the conversation there. I was so angry that I left my GF's apartment. And I snuggled with Mittens when I got home. Although the mood soured a bit when my GF sent me a link to a Reddit thread advocating for the extinction of domestic cats. Sigh. I think it goes without saying that I am not going to get rid of my cat. However, it pains me to think that an otherwise wonderful relationship could be ending because of a difference in ideology. I don't even really understand where my GF is coming from because, like I said, a lot of vegans own cats. Now granted, cat ownership can be a controversial topic in vegan circles and I probably would not have gotten a cat if I had been vegan at the time, but I have Mittens now, and she deserves to eat. Yes, I've researched vegan cat food, but Mittens has some digestive issues and my vet strongly cautions against it. I've talked to some of my vegan and vegetarian friends and they all think my GF has lost her mind. Some have suggested that it's not about Mittens and my GF just wants an excuse to end it. They probably don't understand why I haven't broken up yet, but I care about my GF so much. I'd hate for this bizarre curveball to be the end of a beautiful thing. I want to try and work something out. Where do I even go from here? I will not compromise on Mittens and I don't think my GF will compromise either. Edit. Wow, this completely blew up while I was asleep. I am trying to read every comment, but there are a lot. Also, please allow me to take this moment to reiterate that my GF's views are not representative of those held by the wider vegan community. Redditor's reactions update after. Redditor 1, she suggested to give it away? It makes no sense whatsoever. Will it consume less meat with another owner? Of course not. It's like boasting about your lack of garbage because you dump it all in your neighbor's yard. Redditor follow up, this is what I was thinking. It's not about veganism, it's about control. Redditor 2, thank you for doing right by Mittens. You're a good person. Op answer, thank you for your kind words, I honestly feel like I'm going crazy, even having to make a decision like that. Sigh. Redditor 3, see if the local shelter will allow you to surrender your girlfriend. Edit, well, this blew up. Thanks for the gold. Go adopt some cats. Update, my 22M vegan girlfriend 21F wants me to get rid of my cat. First of all, let me say thank you for everyone who offered advice. There are over 7,000 comments on my original post and I have dozens of PMs. Frankly, I'm still pretty overwhelmed with the magnitude of the response. I did my best to read most everyone's comments, but obviously I couldn't get to everything. I would also like to preempt this post by saying, as many users pointed out, that my GF's extreme views on domestic cats are not representative of the vegan-vegetarian community as a whole. I do think that, sometimes, new vegans can be a little overzealous. In reality, most of us are just doing the best that we can to not hurt animals. I did not expect to generate a big debate in the comments. So, we broke up, obviously. I would never, ever give up my cat Mittens. Many users said that this situation was about control, not veganism, and looking back, I do see a pattern of control on my GF's part. I was blind to it, I guess. I called my GF and said I was not willing to give up Mittens under any circumstances, and given the recent issues we'd had, and our incompatible views, I thought it was best that we parted ways. I said she deserved a partner that shared her values. She then asked if we were breaking up. I said yes. There was some anger on her end, but otherwise the situation actually went better than I expected. So, yeah. That's really it. Oh, and several users did ask to see a picture of Mittens. I have uploaded one to Imgur. Thanks again to everyone who offered advice. It really helped. Redditor's reaction story 2 after. Redditor 1, Mittens is beautiful and lucky to have you. Redditor 2, good for you. The cat is being a cat. The cat cannot choose and must eat meat to survive. If you treat the cat well, there is nothing wrong with being vegan and owning a cat. What's her suggestion? We KLL off cats? That's not vegan. Redditor follow up, she literally sent him an article that same night advocating for the extinction of the house cat species. So how we're left with the classic question of the free-range chicken or the organic, GMO-free egg. Is she vegan because she's crazy, or is she crazy because of the veganism? Obviously not all vegans, but this lady is certainly off the deep end. Redditor 3, you choose the right pussy, sir. Edit, thank you for rewards and karma, made my day. Kinda surprised, I was like the 30th comment. Glad for Op and Mittens. Story 2, my 24M girlfriend 26F fully believes that she is a cat in a human's body. TL, Doctor, GF now thinks she is another kin, a cat in a human's body, and refuses to see anything wrong with the situation. The echo chamber she is now has done nothing but enable her, and I don't know what to do. I know people are going to think I'm either trolling or baiting, but please read before you comment. Plus, this post has nothing to do with gender or trans issues, and I am in no way intending to be offensive or anything. So GF and I have been together for nearly 8 months, and she's always been a very quirky and nerdy person. Does cosplays, very into anime and role-playing, etc. Nothing too weird. We've been kinda distant lately with everything going on and me being an essential worker, so haven't seen each other and only talk for half an hour a day. Well, last Tuesday we got to hang out at her place and she wore cat ears and a belt with a tail the entire time. At first I thought it was either going to be a S-time surprise or her testing a new cosplay, but nope, she sat me down, asked me if I really do love her, then hit me with a very long monologue that essentially summed up to I'm a cat in a human body. Wish I was joking. I thought I misunderstood and then believed that maybe it was a weird joke, but she kept being serious about it, and doubling down. I left shortly after because I had a shift at work, and I still believed it was an oddly drawn out joke, nothing more. She ended up texting me with resources to help me understand, which is when I realized that she really is serious. Apparently she believes she is another kin, a person who holds the belief that they are not human. She says she was introduced to this by one of her friends months ago and has since joined discords and communities of others like her. Her friend believes he is a demon trapped in a human body, and she sent me a testimonial that was supposed to be touching, but it's basically just about a dude thinking he is Naruto. I'm not joking. She explained her other kin type as being a cat, and now she 100% thinks she is a cat. How did she know she was a cat, you ask? According to her, sleeping a lot, liking the sun, hating water, feeling more comfortable crawling on all fours, and claiming to understand what cats are saying and being able to talk to them through meowing. She has also apparently been distant with nearly everybody we know IRL, as I got multiple messages asking me to let her know to be in touch with them. My head has been spiraling this past week. I keep thinking it's a joke, but nope, she is deathly serious about this and has handed in her 2 weeks resignation at her job because cats don't work. Again, I wish I was joking. I've been limiting my interactions with her ever since, because this is hurting my head a whole lot and I just can't cope. She has also surrounded herself with a large amount of yes men and women who support her 100% and are enabling this, some even encouraging her to make a Patreon and make otherkin content that they would contribute to, which she brought up when I asked her about quitting her job. To make things worse, I can't discuss this with anyone in real life because I know how crazy it sounds and I know that leaving her is a valid option, but I'm in love with this woman and now I don't recognize her and I know that there is something very, very wrong and I can't reach out to her and she refuses to hear anything from me unless it is unconditional support. What the duck do I do? Edit. Just got off work and was very surprised with the amount of comments. I honestly just expected a bunch calling me crazy. I'm reading through them now and I want to say thank you to everybody who took the time out of their day to give me advice. I truly appreciate it. To address some things, her and I have been friends for 2+ years prior to dating, so that is why I am reluctant to just up and leave. I've read a comment asking if she has a history of mental illness, and not to my knowledge. Aside from her being diagnosed with mild social anxiety in high school, I am going to try and reach out to her mom to get her to check up on her, and maybe even visit. They have a good relationship, so maybe that will help. Yesterday was the first time I truly confronted what was going on, as I have been kind of shelving it and just praying and hoping it was some kind of drawn out joke. But now that I've had time to truly ponder it, I think it has been a long time coming. She's been buying a lot of cat memorabilia and a lot of her cosplays are cat related. And when I brought up the possibility of me getting a cat in the near future, she made a joke about being too territorial for a cat, and now that I think about it, well, yeah, I don't know who Demon Man really is, all I know is that he has been part of her virtual D&D group since last year. Also, so far no litter box in the picture, sorry to disappoint relieve some of you. When I asked her about her plans as a cat other than quitting her job, she had sent me her to-do list, which I didn't bother opening or reading until yesterday because I was too busy wishing all of this was a fever dream. The to-do list includes purchasing a scratch post for her nails, switching to an carnivore diet, and dyeing her hair red because she is a ginger cat. Yup, as much as it hurts, I have no intention to continue to be in a romantic relationship with her because she will absolutely not hear anything if it's not 100% support. I love her, but I love myself and I don't want to be dragged down to something like this, especially when it feels like I'm talking to a brick wall. I will, however, try to remain in contact with her just to make sure she's not spiraling towards a mental break. I will visit her today to have a talk and officially break it off, even though she's been refusing to see me unless I am completely on board. I will update if anything interesting happens. Then I will buy a couple of bottles of alcohol and down them in my flat, no judgment. I've really enjoyed the cat puns, and apparently I need to Google who Maureen is. Redditor's reactions. Redditor 1, I'm really sorry for you. I did some research on otherkin and I think that your GF has slipped into a culture that only exists on the internet. I would ask her how she thinks she will support herself as a cat. She quit her job. Now what? Not much work available if you have chosen to go too far out there. If I were in your shoes, I would slowly distance myself from her. Let her sleep in the sun and lick her paws, but don't start paying her bills. If she does not wake up soon, I would continue to remove myself from her delusion. Eventually, you are out of the picture. I know that you care for her, but you should never be responsible for her. She has chosen to do this. My own philosophy is that you should let people live their lives as they want as long as it's not harming anyone else, but in this case I don't think you need to be there and watch this. Otherwise, just tell her you're a dog and don't get along with cats. Redditor follow up. Yeah, I unfortunately agree. I don't know what else to suggest. Enabling this delusion isn't right. I'm all for subcultures and how people want to express themselves, but this seems like a step in an unhealthy direction. I mean, let's say she quits being a cat, are you going to be able to personally let that go? Can you move past this? I probably couldn't. I think I'd be worried about my future, whether there would be similar concerns in marriage or creating a family. I'm not sure. Remember that video that went around, on all levels except physical, I am a wolf? Redditor 2, cats don't really communicate with each other through meows, though. Those are mostly for humans. Redditor 3, yeah, that's too far crazy for me. The way I see it, you'll eventually become her human who pays for all her acid as she doesn't have a job.